Hello, welcome to Workshop 6. If you're joining for the first time, thanks for being here. And if you're an old timer, 6 episodes in, thank you for returning. This always makes me chuckle. Nobody is turning off the internet anytime soon. There isn't some big magical red button that somebody's like, boop, today is the day when we are turning it off. And so we need to make friends with the fact that we want to create online businesses and therefore a strategy so we can also be offline more. The more I think about it, the more I have no desire to keep being on all the time, doing all the things. I actually don't want to document and photograph every single part of my life at all times. I don't want to feel like I'm living in the Big Brother household. And yet, I want to hear that ping of my Stripe account all the time and welcoming in that cash and getting paid what I really desire. And so, let's be strategic about it. Let's think about how we can make it work for you. As I mentioned, if you're here for the first time, a very quick introduction. You can pause this so I don't have to go into it. I am a personal brand coach and I've been helping clients over the last 15 years to activate and illuminate their personal brand. We talk about your why, your money, your visibility strategy, your positioning, your digital disco, how you feel about yourself, all of it. And this comes from a very real place. I have been studying this for the last 25 years, and I was my first own guinea pig because I needed it and I needed to figure out how I was going to make this work on my terms. As always, if you haven't subscribed or you're not following along, please do so. If you like longer workshops, go over to the workshop page here. It's totally free and you can log in and get started. If you have an idea for a collaboration, you want to hire me, you want to book a session, the best place to go is hello@nickyraby.com. Right, welcome to your visibility review. I would love you to grab a piece of paper and a pen at this point and really think about these questions and these exercises and see what's really going on. The first thing I want you to recognize is understanding what is working is so important. I think that many people are going through the motions. They're just doing the things that they've always done, or they're doing what's comfortable for them, or they're just following somebody else's strategy, or maybe they've recently qualified from something and somebody says you must do this thing. You know, if you've been around here for a little while, I'm all about feeling an alignment and making sure that it feels good for me. And there are things that I could do all the time that are business growth things. However, if they don't feel good to me, I'm not going to do it. I pay attention to the things that are working because often the things that work are things that come from a feel good place. You know this, I'm sure. AI, the introduction of, is making everybody very suspicious. Is it AI? Is it not? Or sometimes I'll send like memes to my partner or like little videos and he's like, it's not real, it's AI. I'm like, what? I thought that person was really doing this and holding a puppy as they were jumping out of a plane or whatever nonsense I've seen on the internet. He's like, no, it's been crafted. Somebody's invented it. So, that being said, know, like, and trust is so, so important. And having that moment of really recognizing how you show up best, how you communicate, and what people need and want from you. People are looking for solutions, and yet they are hugely overwhelmed. So maybe you heard your parents' generation back in the day who'd, even at 35, 40, they might be sitting back in a chair with a fag and going, well, I guess that's it for me now. And if a 35-year-old said that to me now, I'd be like, what? No, you're only getting started. And as always, I love those Instagram things that go around. Like I started my first business at 40. I had my first baby at 50. I wrote my book at 60. At 90s, I trained as a step aerobic teacher, whatever it might be. People are not sitting in their discomfort anymore. They get to that point where they're like, I need to figure this out. And yet, the roles and the responsibilities and the pings of the WhatsApp groups and all of the stuff has never been more. And so, when we are talking about solutions, aka people like coming in and paying you, you need to be really clear about what you're offering so you're not adding to that overwhelm. Therefore, that means you need to think about what happens next. How can you make the process straightforward? And so often, clients will come to me and they'll say, I just need you to tell me what to do. Like, don't make it complicated. I don't need all the things, but I just need you by my side. I think many of us also, especially parents, we're craving that like sensible adult who's going to scoop us up and tell us that it's going to be all right, and I don't know, maybe give us a biscuit or something like that. So I want you to have that nurturing quality in mind every step of the way. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about the customer journey from where somebody comes in and where somebody departs. Real, not random. I know that visibility strategies can stay on spreadsheets. And I'm sure that you've had conversations or heard conversations around dating, like the looks good on paper person. And then they might go on the date because, they've read the profile, they're doing online dating. I've never done online dating, so I don't know. But that sense of like, well, it's all looking good, it's all looking in the right direction. And then they get there and they're like, no, there's not anything there. There's not an energy, there's not a thing. Like we're just two very different people. And this is what can happen in terms of a visibility strategy. People can put it on a spreadsheet. They can color coordinate it. They can ask the 10 popular different topics in their industry on chat. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless you are being visible with that strategy, unless you're getting it out there and talking about it and showing and trying and experimenting, it doesn't matter. So always, I want you to make sure that you're being real and not random. You're not just hoping and wishing and talking about it and thinking about it, researching about it. I want you to be doing it. Finally, you need to figure out how it's going to work in the world. There are moments where I remember being pregnant with my son, and I remember we went to John Lewis in Oxford Street, and the internet was like, a place where by 2015 you felt like you could buy things from the internet, which was a great thing. And I had some thoughts and feelings and ideas of like who I was going to be as a parent, the naivety of a first time parent. And I had this buggy in mind. And I went and I saw it in John Lewis. So I was like, oh, there's the thing. This is who I'm going to be as this mother. And I couldn't lift it. It was so heavy. It was like a 4x4 buggy. And as people who live in London and go into central London, I needed to be able to maneuver it on and off buses, down the tube steps. And I wanted to feel confident that I could do that myself. This thing, oh my goodness, it probably needed 5 men to be able to lift it off. And so when we're talking about visibility strategy, we have to make sure that it's going to live outside of us, that it can work in the world, rather than be like, well, that's what everybody's doing, so therefore it's going to give me success. Unless it works for you, it's not going to give you the results you desire. I enjoy this picture of me a lot, and you can see by the joy on my face that I accidentally took a picture of myself where my eye looks like something out of a Roald Dahl book, like Mrs. Twit. But I'm using it because it was like a visibility situation. Okay, number one, what resists will persist. Or what you resist will persist. Everything can be a spectrum. If you keep telling yourself you don't know what you're doing, the algorithm is complicated, you don't know where your ideal clients are, you're just resisting like moving forward, the problem is going to keep continuing. As in, if you don't know where to find your ideal clients and you keep saying it, guess what? You're not going to find any. So I want you to have that moment where you remove the pressure and you're not saying like, right, I've got to figure this out immediately this afternoon or do things 10 out of 10 perfectly every single time. It may be that you need to just incrementally move forward and therefore figure it out. Number two, what can you do? What's workable and actionable? What can you do? I think sometimes people talk about content or visibility as like something they're going to do in the future when they've got the budget, the money, the 50-person crew, the lighting, the hair, the makeup, the stylist, the studio space with the exposed brick. Like they wait until those moments happen. However, I want to encourage you to pick up your phone right now and think about where you can start right now. I've told this story so often, but when my daughter was little and it was COVID and my 4-year-old was at home and we were spending all day not doing anything or going anywhere, I was in my red dressing gown a lot. This red dressing gown is not stylish in the slightest, but it's so comfy and warm. And it meant like I could have my little baby girl cozy, tucked in like a little koala and or Joey. That was the Australian animal I was thinking of. And I could do Instagram lives. I could promote my business. It was great. If I'd waited until my baby slept and I had a team and all the rest of it and COVID was over, I'd have been waiting ages. So work with what you have right now. Number three, build strong foundations. Understand yourself. I want you to see yourself as a building such as the National Portrait Gallery. If you ever see that or get the opportunity to go, it's beautiful. The steps, the staircase, every ceiling, every corner, everything is just perfection, the way that it's designed. And that's the part that I'm talking about when I'm talking about strong foundations. The National Portrait Gallery is like, I'm here. I'm great. I'm right in central London, and you can trust me, I've got this. And then what goes inside can change. And I think sometimes people put off taking the action because they go, oh my gosh, I've got to make a decision for the rest of my life. You don't. Think about what you want to talk about for now. Think about what you're promoting for now. If you don't want to talk about it anymore, pivot, change, add something new, take something away. You can do it all. But build that strong foundation before. Build the walls and the ceilings and the floor of your personal brand and start there. And then what you put in it can change as you do. Number four, prepare for the rubbish days. I'm going to encourage you to prepare for the rubbish day first. Because I don't know about you, but when I set strategies for myself, when I do goal setting, when I put a plan together, I wrongly assume that when I'm doing this plan, I'm going to feel 10 out of 10, 100% well rested, well loved, well put together, great skin, great sleep, like every day of that plan. It's just not the case. I might have a kid who's been awake all night, not well. Maybe I haven't been great. Maybe it's overwhelming. Maybe the school's been closed. Maybe we've been snowed in. Maybe I'm just not feeling it. Maybe I don't know, have had an opportunity and I thought it was going to go my way and then it didn't. Life, all of these things. And so when you're preparing this next part of your visibility strategy, I want you to prepare for those rubbish days. What are you going to do then? What's your bare minimum? What's the version of you who's like, I'm really not feeling it today. I'm full of self-doubt. I'm feeling anxious. I'm riddled with imposter syndrome. What are you going to do with that version of yourself? And also the great thing is once you start doing it anyway, you'll have more of those great days. However, waiting for that day where you're like, I feel 10 out of 10 for the next 100 days, it's probably just not going to happen. Number five, I want you to find your batching and your filing systems, those rhythms that really work for you. I have always prepared myself for the days where I feel rubbish, I'm unavailable, I just need something quick and I want to post and I want to share. I've got backups. If I relied on myself to show up live every single morning at 7 a.m., I just wouldn't do it. And that's why I operate in this way. I can batch it, I can create it. I'm going to do 4 today, and then you've got it when you need it. I'm keeping up with my commitment, but I'm also working in a way that works for me. I also have a Google Drive, which is organized within an inch of its life, and everything is in there. Nothing ever goes to waste. So sometimes I might find a video that I shot in 2021. Do I want to share that video? No, probably not. But what I can do is take the essence of that idea, bring it in, and then update it in some kind of shape or form. Next steps. If you want more help and support in terms of your visibility strategy, you can book single sessions with me. Just go to nickyraby.com/sessions. Or equally, if you know, and you've known for a while, your website needs updating, your online presence, you need a plan, working out what you do with your content, being the next version of yourself, your digital disco is the best place to come and play. And if you add the word magic at checkout, you can save 20%. There is an online version, which is option 1. And option 2 and 3 have one-on-one support with me as well. So depending on your budget or your levels of support that you prefer and require, you can choose. But have a read by going to nickyraby.com/digital disco. As always, if you've got questions, thoughts, feelings, you can email me hello@nickyraby.com, or if you go on my website, on any page, there is a button in the bottom right-hand corner. If you click on that, the messenger activates, it goes directly to me. It's only read by me, completely confidential, and we can go from there. Thank you so much for watching and coming back once again. Do subscribe, like and follow and share with a friend and all that great stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye.